I've got my hands on this seriously powerful lamp that is on my head. It is the Olight H2R Nova, and I'm going to show you everything about it in this video. Let's go. Hello fellow hiker and world traveller, Russ here, bringing you the best tips and inspiration for hiking around the world. In this video I'm going to be going over this headlamp, and I just want to let you know that Olight very kindly sent me this for free. I'm not sponsored by Olight in any way, but they just really wanted me to test out this lamp, and I was looking for some really cool performance headlamps to get me through some really long night hikes over the winter and the last couple of months. This is the first time a company such as Olight has approached me and asked me to test out their gear, and I took a look at their website and I was like, what is like the most expensive headlamp that I could possibly test out? And in terms of their headlamps, this is the one. In this video I'm going to be going over all of the specs and the features, but most importantly the things that I liked and the things that I disliked. So far I've taken this headlamp on many trips in Snowdonia, including a summit of Snowdon in the pitch black. We did some night hiking over the Glidders twice, and I've had to use this headlamp there. It's been in the wet, it's been in the cold, so I really can't wait to show you all of my thoughts. In this video I'm going to be going over all of the features, as well as most importantly things that I liked and the things that I disliked. But let's start with the specs. So I've got a little table here of a few specs, including the pricing, so I'm going to go over that now. So the price in the UK is £81.95, and in the US it's $89.95. In the box you get the head torch, you get the strap that goes around your head, obviously the lithium ion battery that's inside, you get the charging cable, and a bunch of inserts for the size of your forehead to make it more comfortable. I haven't used any of those. I don't think I've even got the box anymore, but all of those things are probably in the boot of my car. In terms of the head strap, I actually took the middle one off because I don't think I need it. If you got this thing on tight enough and you're not like running or jogging or anything like that, this thing does kind of stay on your head pretty well, so I didn't need that. Hello mate, you alright?
What are you waiting for? Is he ruining your day?
No, he's alright. I'm making a YouTube video about a headlamp, but he can make an appearance if he wants. Just got attacked by a dog. It was quite a cute little dog as well. Okay, so the specs. So the beam distance is 501 feet. That's 153 meters. The maximum performance of this headlamp is 2,300 lumens. It charges with a magnetic USB cable, which is very similar to MagSafe on Apple computers. Well, the old Apple computers anyway. There are a ton of specs in this table, but a lot of them are just kind of like really technical things that I don't quite understand. So I'm just going to keep it really layman at the moment. A really cool thing about this specs table is that it actually goes over the lighting levels, so it tells you the amount of time that the light will run at each particular power level. So the runtime on level 1, which is 2,300 lumens, you will get about an hour to an hour and a half on that. At level 2 at 600 you will get 2 hours and 30 minutes. At level 3 at 150 you'll get 10 hours of runtime. Level 4 at 30 lumens you will get 50 hours of runtime, and at level 5 at 1 lumen you will get about 45 days of runtime on a single charge. Really cool feature about this lamp is that it comes with an SOS beacon, so you tap it 2 or 3 times and it will actually flash an SOS Morse code out into the darkness. So if you're trying to be found, if you smashed that SOS button on your GPS unit, it will make it a lot easier for people to find you. Its waterproof rating is IPX8. It weighs 64 grams. The length is 110 millimeters. The head diameter, which is this bit on the end, is 25 mil. The body diameter is 23.2 mil. I'm really trying to get comfortable kneeling down here because this tripod doesn't actually go high enough than what I need it, so got you a little bit closer. Okay, some of the really cool features is that it's got a low battery warning, so when the battery is running low, the light will actually flash, letting you know that the battery is running out. I don't know exactly how much time you have left. It doesn't actually say anywhere here. It's got a really cool turbo mode, which is when it's at its maximum output, which is 2,300 lumens. So it'll actually do that for only 1 minute, and it'll actually automatically dip to the next level setting so that it doesn't burn the light out. This thing does actually get quite hot if it's on the highest setting, and I have found that. It doesn't actually burn you, but if it's raining you can actually see steam coming off it, which is, I haven't really seen that on a headlamp before, so yeah, one thing to watch out for. The LED is available in 2 different colours. I've actually got the, I think it's the warm white one, or you can get a cool blue one, which is quite cool, but it doesn't actually switch between the two. You have to get 2 separate lamps. Switching this thing on and off and going through all of the modes is very easy because it's just got one single button and you just click and hold to change all of the settings. It's actually a very easy way of maneuvering your way around all of the settings on the lamp. What's really cool about this lamp, and what really kind of drew me to it when I checked it out on their website, is that you can take this thing off your head and you can actually take it off of this rubber insert, which is, by the way, magnetic, which is amazing. It'll actually just stick into the insert like that, but you can then use it as a handheld. It comes with a little clip so you can strap it to your sternum strap or to the shoulder strap of your backpack, so you can just keep it on that way. I prefer to use this as a headlamp as it is, but I really wanted to test it out and try it as a handheld, and it works very, very well as a handheld. Very comfortable, nice and light, and fits in your hand just like that. I'll just stick this back on my head now so you can see it in all of its glory. I think that's actually upside, that's the right way up, there we go. So let's go over some of the things that I absolutely really loved about the Olight H2R Nova. This lamp is incredibly bright. It is one of the brightest headlamps that I've ever tried out. This thing, when it's a clear night and it's good visibility, you can actually see for about 100 feet into the distance. It's absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is just take you to some test footage that I took in a abandoned mine in Snowdonia so you can see how bright this thing really is. I'm here in Snowdonia National Park in an abandoned miner's cave. It's about 100 feet behind me of just pure darkness. I'm going to test out the Olight H2R Nova headlamp that I've got here on my head and show you guys exactly how it works. So I hope that footage in the abandoned mine gave you a really good idea as to how bright this lamp is. It was really sketchy being in there and filming all of that, but what was really good is that the end of that mine was actually about 100 feet long, so it's really good to kind of get the entire beam distance, see how bright this thing was at all of the different settings. So I hope that gave you a good idea as to how bright this lamp is. The next thing that I absolutely love about this lamp is the amount of battery life that you get out of this thing. On the lowest setting, 40 something days I think that it was, is just insane battery life for this kind of lamp. So obviously the amount of electricity you're going to be using on this headlamp depends on the setting that you have it on, and 1 hour on the absolute max. Even though you're going to be only getting about a minute worth of runtime on the boost setting, it actually starts to drain this thing quite quick. So my advice is to definitely keep this thing on as low a setting as you can if you know that you're going to be going on a long night trek somewhere out in the wild. The next thing that I absolutely loved about this headlamp is the fact that it's got a rechargeable battery, but there is a bit of a con to that, and I will explain that in just a second. But the fact that I can just charge this thing with a power bank is something that I haven't tried out before. My old headlamp was a black diamond headlamp, and that had to take 2 AAA batteries, which is fine. I was more than happy to carry some spare batteries around with me, but obviously if all of those die, you've got absolutely no backup until you get to buy some somewhere in a town. The next thing that I really love about the Olight H2R Nova is the build quality. This thing is absolutely solid. It's made out of metal. It's not too heavy for its build quality. This thing is really solid. I get the sense that if it gets wet or if you drop it or anything like that, it's not going to smash. This thing is rugged and it's built for the outdoors. The next thing that I really love about the H2R Nova is that it can also be used as a handheld. Such a really cool feature. Most headlamps you have to kind of undo the strap and take it out, and you can just hold it like that, but because of this one's shape, because it's cylindrical, you can just take it out, use it as a handheld, or clip it to your shoulder strap, which is a very cool feature indeed. For me, I think this is probably the best feature about this lamp. Okay, so now we've talked about some of the things that I liked about this lamp. Let's go over some of the things that I didn't like so much. Okay, so initially, when I first got this thing, the weight was a real big put off. I thought this thing's just going to be like sliding down my head. It's going to take up too much weight in my pack, but to be honest, because it's such a bright lamp and it's so useful, the weight I really don't care. Like, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, 60 something grams. Some people say, oh, why don't you change the head strap or something like that? But I think the head strap is a good thickness. It's very comfortable. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Even after I've taken the center bit off, it's absolutely fine. That leads me on to my next dislike. When I first got this thing, the head strap was actually just too bulky. So again, I took the center off and it's absolutely fine and much better and much easier to put on. With the center one, I found that it was just a bit fiddly. It kind of would slide around the back of your head and it would just be a bit wonky. But with just one strap, I think they could do with removing the middle one, it's absolutely fine. The next thing that I don't like so much about this headlamp is the fact that it doesn't come with a red light. It's just one color of light and different brightnesses, and that is it. For me, with my old black diamond headlamp, I really loved having that red light, so when I'm at camp, I don't disturb other people that are at camp, if there are any. And it's just much easier to put that on. It saves on battery, and it's a little bit less conspicuous than using the entire full brightness of your lamp. So yeah, not having a red light is a bit of a downer for me. I did say before that the build quality of this thing is absolutely fantastic, but I do get the sense that if you did drop this thing on concrete, then it would scratch or it would dent the actual casing of the lamp. And I think it would definitely last and it won't break. But because the outside is basically metal, it would definitely dent and scratch. So what would have been really good is if they put like a rubber coating on the outside just to protect the actual material that this lamp is made out of. Okay, so the last thing that I really actually quite don't like about this lamp is the fact that it comes with a very unique way of charging it. It's got a very unique USB charging cable with a MagSafe connector on the end, and it's like a circular thing. So if you lose that charger while you're out in the field, you're not going to have any way of charging this thing. Usually when I'm out hiking, I carry one or maybe two micro USBs, and for my other headlamp that I've got, that is just fine. Like, I don't know why you can't just charge this thing with a micro USB and that's it. Why they have to put this kind of gimmicky magnetic way of charging on it with a very unique cable, I don't know. Most hikers out there that I've spoken to, they just like having one or two micro USB cables that charges all of their devices from their power bank. So yeah, not having a micro USB, just a standard cable which is universal, is a massive downside for me, and I'm always a little bit worried that I'm going to lose that cable when I'm out in the field. Okay, so to summarize, this is an incredible lamp, incredible build quality, it's very durable, apart from the fact if you knocked it, it would probably scratch. But this thing is built to last, and it's going to be my headlamp for all the night hiking that I'm going to be doing in the winter this year for many, many months to come. This lamp is perfect for those who aren't sure whether they want a headlamp or a handheld or a clip-on lamp, because it does all three. You get the best of three worlds with this lamp, so it's a good size fits all. This lamp is for a hiker that's expecting to walk a lot of miles in the dark, so they can charge it with a power bank and make sure that they can keep going. This has got an incredible beam distance, and it's going to see you through some long night hikes if you're on one of the long trails or out in the wilderness somewhere. Definitely not for the ultralight backpacker who's really concerned about every gram counting. This is a bit of a heftier lamp than a lot of headlamps out there, but the amount of features and battery life and durability and build quality that you get with this lamp, that's what you're paying for. If you're a hiker that isn't expecting to go out in the dark walking lots of miles in the pitch black, then I wouldn't really say that this is the headlamp for you, just because you won't need it. You won't need to spend all of that money. All you need is a nice cheap little headlamp that's perfect for camp. If I'm using this lamp for a very long night hike, I'm actually considering bringing another backup battery powered headlamp just in case this one runs out, because this thing takes quite a while to charge on the power bank. So even if you were caught out, this thing ran out, you had the charger and you put it on the power bank, you'd be waiting at least an hour in the cold and the dark and maybe the rain, waiting for it to charge before you can move on. So I think for me, if I'm doing a lot of miles in the dark, which I'm expecting to do this year, I'm going to definitely be bringing a backup battery powered lamp. So while this one's charging, I can whoop the other one out and still keep moving instead of being stuck there. Okay, campfire question, are any of you using the Olight H2R Nova headlamp? Let us know what your thoughts of it are. Are you thinking about switching out your current headlamp for it, or have you had it and then switched it out for something else? Also, let us know what those headlamps are in the comments section below. The trail hunter community would love to hear from you. Okay everyone, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you in the next one.